So if you look at any organization, we have a lot of data internally. There is transaction data, there is data about the customer's interactions with call centers, agents, etc. There is information about offers that have been accepted or rejected, type of products the customer owns, the type of channel the customer uses to interact with the organizations, a lot of data about the customer. However, if you just sit back and think about a holistic persona of a customer, these data elements still is a minuscule part of what defines a customer. For instance, if I'm a bank or a credit card company, I know a lot about the transactions of the customer, but I do not know what are his hobbies, or what are the brands that she likes, or which school does the person's child go to. So there are always a lot of information about the customer which we do not get from our internal data. So what's the solution? So the solution is, the first stop solution for that purpose are external data. So various external data providers provide data elements which can be combined with internal data to gain better understanding of the customer. Now, the extent of external data available varies widely across markets. While it's very rich in North America, it's significantly poorer in many Asian and Southeast Asian countries. Now, for example, in the US, you will have a data source like Axiom, where you can get a lot of information about the person's lifestyle, the person's media habits, etc., etc. You have data sources like LexisNexis. For some cases, you have data from the credit bureaus, etc. So there is an external data which can add to our knowledge about the customer. However, that still is not the complete story about the customer. That does not answer a lot of questions about the customer's psychographics, the customer's intention for purchasing a product, the customer's fears, the customer's hopes, what she's looking for in life. So for a lot of this, we need to perform detailed research or surveys. For example, qualitative surveys, quantitative surveys, where we talk to customers and ask specific questions, either in a qualitative form or in quantitative form. The flip side of that approach is, of course, that cannot be done for a large set of customers. We always need to select a small segment on whom we can obtain that research or survey data. However, for that small segment, the research or survey data can give us very, very valuable insights about what's happening in the mind of the customer, which we can never know from our internal data or a combination of internal and external data. And using the power of AI and machine learning, we can build models to see if there are aspects from the internal data and external data which can identify or predict some of the information that we know about the customer from the market research or survey data. One of the classic cases of this was the Cambridge Analytica exercise, where just based on a person's Facebook likes and comments, one could build a model where you could predict what's like political belief of the person. Of course, the political belief were obtained for a very small percentage of customers, and the rest of the data was used to predict that. There is a lot of controversy around the ethics or why it should have been or should not have been done. However, the logic of that or the science behind that is a very, very valuable piece that can be used across many use cases. Having discussed that, we'll go a little deeper into what we mean by internal data, external data, and what is that piece from the internal data and external data which we can add through surveys and research. Now, in most of the organizations, the data elements listed on the left, which is the customer master, meaning data about the customer's product ownership, the type of inbound communication, meaning when the customer has called the call center,